How's it going, guys? It's Gene, aka LS Turbo Integ, and welcome back to my channel. And in this video, we're going to continue on modifying the Porsche. And what we'll be doing today is installing the RaggDoll Motorsports Turbo Inlet pipe, which is this guy here. This pipe is going to replace the restrictive inlet pipe. The turbo inlet is 50 millimeters on the GTS 2.5, which is smaller at the compressor wheel at 54 millimeters. So this pipe, you guys, is going to reduce the restriction. I'm not sure why Porsche did that. The only thing I could think of is Porsche engineer didn't think it was going to be an issue. But there are dynos that do show there is a restriction. So upgrading to this tremendously helps prevent that. So what we're going to do is we're going to tackle that on today. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. I'm going to put the car up on jack stands. I mean, check this out, guys. Pretty well constructed. I like the powder coating of the black. I mean, this part, you guys, you're not going to even see. So really, even if it wasn't painted, probably wouldn't matter. But the fact that it is powder coated black gives it a nice touch to it. And it does say RMS right there. So that's a little nice touch to that. But as far as construction, very well engineered and designed. So this part does connect to the turbo. And this side connects to the OEM piping that goes up. So what I'll do is I'll post some pictures of the section that needs to be cut. I believe it's about 1 inch. You guys can use whatever you want. You guys can use a cutting tool. Hopefully this should work, you guys. I'm gonna be using my Ryobi Dremel. I've used this quite a bit. I don't see why it shouldn't cut. All it is just hard plastic. I guess it all depends on how easy accessible it is to get up there and start cutting. But all right, fam, let's go ahead and we are gonna put the car on jack stands and then let's tackle this on. All right, guys, if you like the content, please consider subscribing. Hit those post notifications. That way when I drop my videos, you guys will be notified. And if you guys have any questions or any comments, please post them below. All right, guys, let's get to work.
It ain't about fame. It ain't about fake friends. And screw your ex, is such a flake. Forget your grades, you need a break. It's all about you, no matter what the others say. But now I'm done talking, the lights on me. I tell you, I guarantee this night's about to take a turn for the better. Now the rain is pouring and all I see is lightning around my feet. Now nothing can bring me down. I just wanna dance till my heart goes la la la. I just wanna dance. I just wanna dance till my heart goes la la la. I just wanna dance. I just wanna dance till my heart goes la la la. I just wanna dance. I just wanna dance till my heart goes la la la. I just wanna dance. It ain't about money. It ain't about the coolest job. It's about having fun and love the ones that makes you shine. It's all about you, no matter what the others say. But now I'm done talking, the lights on me. I tell you, I guarantee this night's about to take a turn for the better. Now the rain is pouring talking, the lights on me. I tell you, I guarantee this night's about to take a turn.
All right, guys, we got the car on the jack stands. I got the under panel off already. So let's go ahead and slide underneath and see what we're working with. All right, so here's the inlet pipe, you guys, that I need to change. You can see the two. There's one here, one on the other side. I'm guessing these got to be the oil return lines for the turbo. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm looking at here. So just to give you a general idea, here's my Soul Performance downpipe, which then connects to the turbo. And then right here on the inlet side, this is the pipe. This one right here. Here are the two bolts I gotta take out. The hard lines here, I gotta disconnect these two hard lines, and then I can actually just push them out of the way. So I'll probably wrap these in a rag, zip tie it, and then pull it off to the side. That way I have plenty of room to disconnect the pipe. And then from there, once I get the pipe off, I'll be able to see what's up on top. And then I'll actually trim that bottom section about a 3/4 inch all the way around. And then basically we just pop in the new pipe and shove the other end back in and we're good to go. So, all right guys, let's get started. All right guys, let me show you where we're at. So right now, I've got the hard lines disconnected. There's one here, one there, okay? I've got the turbo inlet pipe disconnected. And what I did to help give myself room is I disconnected this just to give me some more room to work with. What I didn't know was I thought the inlet pipe you can just kind of yank down, but you can't. So actually when I got off the phone with Vince, I'm actually supposed to cut that part now while it's still connected. I'm gonna actually move a couple things here and then start cutting. Almost there guys, let's keep going. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you what I've got done so far. You can see I've been cutting around that pipe. What I was told to do by Vince was there was quite a few people who were actually just cutting the bottom part out, and that way you at least have a better access once that elbow pipe is out. So once I get that bottom section out, what I'll do is I'll recut much higher, but at least with this part out of the way, I can go actually cut from inside and then just make a circle. Alright guys, so here's what the pipe looks like. As you can see, I cut it down to this But what I'll end up doing is basically from underneath, and I'll show you here in a second, but I just had to cut this part out just to get this elbow piece. After that, let me show you. So as you can see, you guys, it's going to be much easier to cut this out now because now I can put the Dremel up inside and basically trim around a circle. And then once I'm done with that, I'll go back with like maybe a sanding block or something, and I'll sand it. That way I'll get rid of all these burrs. But as you can see, at least I'm able to get up inside and now start doing the correct cutting. All right guys, let's get back to work. Alright guys, a little bit more cutting. As you can see, it's a lot easier to cut now that I don't have this 90-degree elbow in the way. So I'm able to cut up inside. So right now, I'm gonna cut it a little bit more. Let me show you what it looks like. So as you guys can see, that's what it looks like. Let's see, I still need another. So this side's good. I just gotta trim just a little bit more, you guys. But I'm pretty much there. Just a little bit more to go. So this is the easy part. The hard part was just getting that elbow done, but now pretty much it's just trimming and trimming and trimming until it's pretty much flat and flush. That way, you guys, when you push that pipe inside, it just pushes right inside here. As long as it seals within that O-ring, you should be fine. All right guys, basically what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take my Dremel and I put the sanding block on it. And basically what I wanna do is, this isn't the cut, you guys, remember, it's up inside the intake there. See all the burrs and stuff? I basically wanna take the inside and remove all the burrs as well as anything on the outside. Because when that intake slides in, you wanna make sure it's got a smooth contact and basically it'll seal itself. And in comparison, guys, I just wanted to show you guys a difference on the restriction. As you can see, it's very bottlenecked here. Actually, this whole section here is very bottlenecked compared to how much more enlarged this is. What a difference. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit more of an idea on the restriction that our OEM intake has on the inlet side. Only heard nothing but good things, so as soon as we get this on, you guys, we'll get some behind the wheel comparisons, thoughts on what I'm feeling, and it's probably going to be different for everybody. You really got to know your vehicle and where the power comes in and where the torque is. So I'll get my impressions on that as soon as we get everything put back together. But let's go ahead and start grinding those burrs down. Alright guys, I got it all trimmed out. I used my Dremel to remove all the burrs, but take a look at it now. There you go. So I got, like I said, about a 3/4 inch. Not too complicated. It is a little bit time consuming, but just take your time as you trim and it's not so bad. So let's go ahead and let's get that inlet pipe on. It's just a matter of wedging things back into place, you guys. So we do want to get the top piece in first, which there you go. I can feel it, it's snug. What I'm doing, guys, I'm just trying to make sure it's got a nice tight seal. I'm just feeling to make sure that it's in, which it is.
You don't have an SG. What you you gon' sow, you gon' reap. Bet I'm gon' kill what I eat by the end of this beat. Put a little honey in my tea, put a little pep in your step. I bet on my soul we feast. Bet you don't go, I bet you don't know these freaks. Got it hitting that note on key. Put it on, baby. On.
All right, guys, got everything almost in. I just wanted to give you guys a real quick tip. And the tip is basically I was having issues trying to get this oil return line back into place. This collar is actually touching, but as you can see, you can move it. And what it was doing, it was pushing down just a slight bit from me being able to line up this oil return line. And even pulling it and yanking on it, it wouldn't go flush. It'd go in, but not flush. And even after tightening the bolt down, causing this plate to actually push this flush, it wouldn't do it. Okay, so to resolve the issue I had to remove the inlet and then put this on and then put the inlet back on. And doing that allowed me to put the return line back on easier. There's not much pressure on it. And if it does, it's very little, because you could see I could still move it. If it had too much pressure on it, it wouldn't move at all, but you could see how it moves. Everything is back into place. Just make sure you guys got both return lines in place. Make sure you guys reconnect this vacuum line that plugs in on top, because I remember when I pulled this off, it popped off. And just make sure you reattach all the lines back into the brackets. Also, the last bracket, I don't know if you guys can see, oh yeah, you can see it, is this line here. Make sure you reattach it to the new inlet pipe bracket. You can see that's popping there. That way it's not moving around. And basically just double checking everything, making sure there's nothing missed. But everything looks good, guys. So let's go ahead and get the engine cover back on and go for a test drive. Alright guys, what I'm doing right now is I'm just driving in normal mode, just so the valves aren't open. I've already heard a little bit of audible coming out the back that's different than I normally hear. More of a, almost like a growl. And I'm wondering if that's what Liza was talking about with the new sound that she's starting to hear. But I want to hear it first in normal mode. I'm just looking for a place up here to open it up. In normal mode, I haven't noticed anything different with the way the vehicle handles. Like if I'm just driving normal, not punching it at all. So I just wanted to let you guys know everything still seems to be stock, but I want to get a feel, make sure that there's nothing I'm missing if there is anything there. Other than even at lower RPMs, when I'm letting go of the gas, you can hear the intake sucking in air as I'm letting go of the gas, and that's giving me that growl sound. And I don't know if it's the way the air's now spinning into the inlet of the turbocharger. Okay, so in normal mode, there is more of an audible difference coming from the engine as far as the cabin noise, you guys, that we always refer to when we're listening for the noise. Before, they would always suggest putting in a BMC filter to hear a little bit more of the intake. Now I hear a lot more coming from the intake now. Again, I'm in normal mode. I'll switch it over to sport mode after I've got enough time listening to it in normal mode. So in between shifts, you can hear it. I don't know if the audio's picking it up, almost like a swirling sound. And I don't know if it's the design of the pipe, the way the air is flowing into the turbo, if it's circulating or not. See, even there, going down to second gear, I can hear it sucking in air. And I'm not even sure the sequence, how it sucks in air, if it's when you're on throttle or not, but I can hear the intake. It's almost like having no cover on the intake and it's just open. That's the way I'm hearing it. That up on audible, but I heard a higher pitch from the intake side. I am shifting in manual, but I noticed I'm still in normal mode. The audible to the higher RPMs, I heard this. It's hard to explain, but it's noises I haven't heard before. The throttle response feels like it's awakened a little bit. Probably a lot more from what I read on the forums. If I get a tune, it'll really bump that up, but just from a factory tune. And I'm gonna go ahead and switch it to sport mode. But let me let these cars get away from me here. Guys, let's see, we're in sport mode now. What I hear from the intake side is I can hear it sucking in air as I'm flooring it. You can hear it just, and as soon as I let go, I can hear the release. So definitely a lot more intake sounds coming from the back. The growls I hear so far is just from lower RPMs and when I'm just normal driving. But I'm gonna get on full throttle here in just a sec. Definitely a lot more pickup on the throttle response. I almost felt the back end wanting to break loose there because the tires are a little bit cold still. But definitely a little bit more power. That's actually pretty quick. The power curve on that was very linear. I know my car, so I know in that RPM, I know what my car sounds and feels like, and that was completely different. I know I could have pushed the car a little bit harder, but again, I'm on the regular roads here. I'm not trying to get pulled over. Just on the factory tune, the car still makes some pretty good power. So if anybody's interested and going with this inlet, I highly recommend going with this. If you don't want to do a tune just yet, I've already got a Soul Performance downpipe on and an exhaust from Porsche Mod Squad, and now the turbo inlet, and the power is just increasing with every modification I do, so I can imagine what it'll be like once we get the tune done. But for the guys out there who still under warranty and don't want to do a tune, you know, this is one possible upgrade you can do. You do have to cut the intake on the turbo side, where if you look at my videos, actually if you're watching this video, you saw where I cut. Once you cut it, you can't replace it. So if you ever sell the car, you're gonna have to leave the inlet on. But even then, I don't think they're even gonna notice that the inlet was even changed. Alright guys, we're in normal mode now. So I want to get some more audio just in case there were things I didn't hear. So again, I can hear the intake sucking in air. It's almost swirling. I don't know if you can call that a growl or not. And then the power difference is also different in normal mode. I feel like I'm not getting that full punch in normal mode than I do in sport mode. So you guys, if you don't drive it in sport mode, the only time you're going to hear anything in the engine compartment here are the lower growls on the lower RPMs, I notice. But I am hearing some more. There's a lot more intake noises going on.
Diving deep into the waves, babe. I know that you wanted to. It's a risk worth taking, even if it's over soon. Once you scan.
Alright, we just got back from the driving. Man, what a difference. I was very skeptical of all the talk and discussions regarding this inlet because it's just a pipe, not a downpipe. Everybody knows with the downpipe how much you'll get just by changing that out. But just upgrading to this turbo inlet, like that restrictions from that 2.5 to 3, is it really that much of a difference? And in my impression, sitting in the seat and feeling it and hearing it, yes it does. Like I said, there's a couple people that's already done this. I'll post a dyno graph of their results. But just from sitting in the chair and driving around for a little bit, and everybody knows what their car feels like. Everybody knows what it feels like to put an upgrade and if there's any difference. And usually they're very small. This one, you guys, at least the way I was driving it pretty hard, you can completely feel the difference. If you guys have any questions or any concerns as far as the install, post a question below or reach out to me on my Instagram or put a comment down below on this video and I'll be sure to answer them. Hopefully I got enough video coverage because as far as I know, there's no other videos out there with this turbo inlet install. So I wanted to capture as much video as I can because I know a lot of us, when we watch videos on something that we want to do to our car, we want to know if it's something you can tackle on yourself. For me, this install wasn't too bad. There was a couple things I ran into, but other than that, super happy, super impressed with this new turbo inlet. Again, just want to say thank you so much to RaggDoll Motorsports for sending me this turbo inlet. Family, if you're interested in this turbo inlet from RMS, don't forget to use my discount code below. I'll put it in the description. And if you guys, again, have any questions or any comments, please post them below. Stay tuned for my next video, you guys. I have Matt from Porsche Mod Squad. He's gonna help me remove my seats. He's gonna redo the middle inserts with that new fabric I've been posting, asking for you guys which ones you guys like. And it came out to be number 4. Also, he brought his engine cover. We're gonna go ahead and test fit it and make sure that any 981 and 718s can use the same engine cover that he designed. So stay tuned for that. Alright fam, that'll do it for this video. Guys, if you like the content, please consider subscribing. Hit those post notifications. That way when I drop my videos, you guys will be notified. And if you guys have any questions or any comments, please post them below. Alright guys, until next time, peace.